So this week we are covering the last two chapters of content before we get into working on projects. So we are going to be covering files and exception handling. You're going to learn how to create text or binary files, how to write to them, how to read from them, how to delete them, pretty much everything you wanted to know about file handling. You are also going to learn how to use data storage with JSON files. So you're going to learn how to create those as well. Not only create them, but read from them and update them. And we will also be covering exception handling because when you get into files, quite often files aren't there, there are issues, and Python will throw exceptions. And so you will learn how to handle those exceptions so that your program can continue running. So that is all in chapter 10. And if you've looked at our course description, you've probably noticed that the course does explore different data sources, and we manipulate those with code. And that is precisely what we are doing this week in chapter 10. We are meeting some of our outcomes in that particular chapter. And in chapter 11, we are going to do unit testing. Now, almost all languages have unit testing available, but it can be kind of tricky to use. So you're going to learn how to perform unit testing on functions and on class methods. And that is in chapter 11. And chapter 11 is rather short, but as I said, unit testing can be a little tricky. It's pretty straightforward for functions. It's a little trickier for class methods. So you may want to watch the lecture demo that is embedded in the chapter 11 lecture notes because it kind of goes through how to do all of that. The hands-on exercises in both chapters are the lab assignment, and I've kind of outlined here the files that you need and which hands-on and which exercises from the book they are from, in addition to how many points they are worth. And as you can see, this set of assignments is worth a little bit more points because this is important information for this course. So that's what you're going to work on first. This assignment is due a week from the date that it's assigned. So it's assigned on the 9th. It is due on the 16th. Then we also have an exam. So we have two exams in this class. We have the MTA, which is the final, and that's taken in the Professional Testing Center. And we have this exam. And so this exam covers chapters 1 through 11. You'll notice that I've kept it open for a couple weeks. And that is because the questions are set up similar to the MTA. The test does not have your vanilla true, false, multiple choice questions because that's not what's on the MTA. This test has multiple choice, but they are multiple answer. And for those multiple answers, it will typically tell you how many to choose. There are also some fill in the blank. There are rearranged codes. So you're shown a couple different snippets of code and you have to drag them in the correct order. There are also true false questions, but you'll notice that they involve some analysis. There are a total of 53 questions on the test. And the questions are worth between 1 and 4 points, depending on how difficult they are. The first 30 questions will display, and then you will see the last 23, and you are allowed to navigate back and forth between your questions. There is no time limit on this test, and it is open book and open note. Now, keep in mind that the MTA exam does have a time limit, and it is a closed book test, but this is to help you prepare for that. So I did not put a time limit on it. Also, I am going to allow you to take the test 2 times. Okay, but you have to take it twice before the test closes. So if you take it once and you are happy with your score, you don't need to take it again. If you take it and you think you can do better, then you should take it again, because it will, or Moodle will use your higher score in the grade book. It's set up for that. Okay, so if you take it twice, whichever one is the high score is the one that you should see. Now, because I'm allowing you to take the test more than once, when you take it and you submit it, you are not going to see the correct answers because it's not much of a test if I show you the correct answers and then you can take it again. So you will not be able to see the correct answers until the test closes. Okay, and then you can see the correct answers. Prior to that, because you're allowed to take it more than once, it will show you if something is right or wrong, but you're not going to know, what the correct answer is. Obviously, if you got it right, then you know what the right answer is. But if you got it wrong, you're not going to know which one was right. So that exam, you have plenty of time to take it. You do not need to take it this week if you're crunched for time. And so that is pretty much what we're working on. We've got the 2 chapters and the exam. The 2 chapters are basically due in a week, and the exam you have a little bit more time for. If you run into problems or if you have any questions at all, let me know because I am happy to help. And everyone, have a great week.